Sounds good. Okay. Sounds good. Countdown. Count us down. Okay. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. So this is Paper Mario Color Splash. It's a game that was released for the Wii U in October of 2016. Something you're going to notice right off the bat is that there's no file select. Like, you press A on the title screen and it just starts the game immediately. This game has no save files at all. So every time you like want to do a new run, like you have to have a new save on your Wii U like account to actually start. There are other Wii U games that are also like that, like Captain Toad Treasure Checkers like that. Splatoon is also like that. I'm not really sure why some Wii U games are like that, but yeah. So another thing you probably notice is probably the most glaring thing about this is that yes, this game is over 8 hours long. The reason why this game is over 8 hours long is because of many reasons, but the biggest reason is the fact that there are little to no skips in this game, pretty much. Like, the entire game really is just going through the game like normally as fast as you can, and just routing everything properly, pretty much. Like routing all the cars properly, because you know this game is kind of like Sticker Star with the battle system and the fact that you need in Sticker Star you needed stickers to like for your primary method of combat, but in this game uses cards instead of stickers. I'll get more into it later when we actually like get into actual fights. But if you're wondering the plot of this game, I think they were sent a letter, like Peach and Toad were sent a letter that something is going wrong at Port Prisma, and they showed the letter to Mario, and they showed that they showed a Toad that got all his colors sucked out of him. So now we're going to Port Prisma. See what's actually happening here. Why are Toads getting their paint sucked out of them? So yeah, and so in Paper Mario for N64, the first Paper Mario game, you could like speed through the text really fast by holding the B button. Also, we're getting the camera now, which obviously we're going to use a lot throughout the course of the game. Yeah, you can hold B to match through the text really fast in Paper Mario 64. And T2ID and SPM, which are the later Paper Mario games, you could still mash A to scroll through the text like faster. But in this game, you have to like watch the text scroll, and that's a big reason why this game is so long. There's a lot of text boxes in this game. In fact, most of the run probably is text boxes. So, but I guess if you can say one good thing about that is that this game actually does have really funny dialogue. Like, there's a lot of like really clever, funny dialogue in this game, and you can actually read it. Like, if you're fast enough at reading, you can definitely read it. So, yeah, this is a really chill game overall. Not built with crazy tricks or anything. It's really just playing through the game as fast as you can. This is also the first time Color Splash has ever been in a marathon, so glad to be the first person to actually show this game off, give this game some love. But yeah, if anyone has any questions about the run, or just this game in general, or about me, you can ask and I might answer it. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people from my, that usually talk in my chat, in the RPG Limit Break chat. Yeah. Okay, so, here's Huey. He's a character. He's a paint bucket. He's pretty much, okay. Huey's pretty much the Cursey of this game. You guys saw Sticker Star earlier in this marathon. Huey's pretty much what, Cursey was. He's pretty much like your main partner your main one partner that you have throughout the whole game. And he lets you do a lot of things, actually. Paint Gan, like, he may look silly, but, yeah. He can help Mario do a lot of cool stuff. Alright, so now we have this screaming toad. We have to see what's up with this. Wow, this does not look good. That Shy Guy is sucking the color out of that toad. But, hey. The toad gave us battle cards, so we can actually fight now. Okay. So, we're about to get into our first, like, fight here. Well. But, I guess there is one problem. I don't actually have any paint, and you do need paint to fight in this game. Yeah, don't worry, I know this looks bad for Toad, but we'll do our best to save him. Okay, so, now we're squeezing Huey into 2D, so we can actually use him, because for some reason, Huey has to be, 2D to actually... so we can actually use him. I guess he has to be the same as the Paper People. Or the same as Paper Mario. Yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this game's dialogue. This game has some really funny dialogue. Like, I do recommend trying to read the dialogue if you can, because there is some legitimately funny stuff in this. Okay, so here's our first fight. Okay, so here's a pretty big problem with just running this game, at least streaming this game. Earlier you guys saw Sticker Star in the marathon, but you guys could actually see both screens. The difference with this is that you guys actually can't see the gamepad screen because I don't have gamepad cam. But right now what's happening is, like, there's like a list of cards that I have, and in this list I like, you can put cards in the slot, in the main slot, and when you put a card in the main slot, you can paint it, and when you paint it, it does more damage than it would if it wasn't painted. So, that's why I have to actually paint this card to kill these Shy Guys. Because if I were to not paint it at all, then it would not do. Well, it would do damage, but not a lot of damage. So, for this fight, we start off with using a double jump, and then the next card we'll be using is just a worn out jump. That's all you need to kill a single Shy Guy. And I'm not even going to paint it all the way, because you don't always have to paint it all the way to actually kill anyone. Oh. It depends on what you're actually fighting. Shy Guys are pretty weak because they're the basic enemies of this game. So yeah. Okay, so now that we have Huey, we can now use the paint hammer. There's actually two hammer buttons in this game. There's the B button, which uses the normal hammer, and there's the X button, which right now I'm using is the paint hammer. And that's what I can use to revive this Toad. And also, using the paint hammer is how you can restore colorless spots that are scattered throughout the world. and also like revive, you know, loads and stuff. So pretty much in this game, color is good. Blank spots are bad. Yeah. So yeah. Unfortunately, most of Port Prisma is just a lot of text. So, in fact, I would say that like. I'm not sure exactly how many minutes, but it's definitely more than like 10 minutes of text and only like a few minutes of gameplay. And Port Prisma takes around 18 minutes. Also, in case you're wondering what the what record in this game is, right now the what record is 8:03:48 by a single scoop, and my PB is 8:11:40. But if you're wondering like what the best possible time for this game is, it's probably, I'm not 100% certain honestly, but I think you could get like a 7:45, 7:50 in this game, something around that. If like nothing goes wrong and you get good RNG anywhere, and this game does have everywhere, and this game does have good this game does have a lot of RNG, so and we'll talk about the RNG sections when we get to those sections. So yeah, right now Huey's depressed because all the big paint stars are gone. And doesn't know why, obviously. But now he smells a paint star. Okay, so, something I'm going to do here actually is... Okay, so, throughout this first part of the game, Huey constantly talks to you. So what you want to do is press up on the D-pad to intentionally talk to Huey. That may seem like I'm wasting time doing that, but no. Because if you talk to Huey on purpose, then he won't talk to you ever again for the rest of Port Prisma. So it's better to just talk to him on purpose once, and then after that, he won't talk to you ever again. Because he keeps interrupting you over and over again if you don't talk to him, so... I'll do this to talk to him on purpose. Okay. Now we need to revive this toad for later. Because we're going to have to go to the mail place, like, later. And this toad is, like, the owner of that place, so that's why we have to paint this toad. We don't have to... Since this is any percent... we don't have to paint all the colorless spots. As you can see, there's, like, a bunch of blank spots around me. Like, since this is any percent, I don't have to actually paint all those spots. I only have to, like, paint things in the game that they, like, make you paint. Like, for example, this bridge toad. I do have to paint this toad for, later in the game as well, so... Really only paint spots that you have to paint. You can also only paint spots for cards that you're going to need for fights, so... Yeah. Okay, so now I go over here to this gate, and there's a Goomba that's going to pop out here, and... try to attack us, but, you know... Typically, when Mario goes up against the Goomba, he wins, you know, so, I mean... Just saying. I think we all know how it's going to end. So... all it takes to defeat this Goomba is a 1-out jump. No action commands. Yeah, 80% for this game is 8 hours. There is another category for this game. It's called All Flags. Pretty much there's 6 flags that are in Port Prisma. And you need to complete certain objectives to actually get these flags. So... I believe the 6 flags are 200 excellence in battle. Buy 200 battle cards from the Port Prisma shop. All the Rochambeau temples. All the cutouts. 10,000 coins, and... I'm pretty sure that's everything. I think I'm missing something. I think you have to do all the Luigi's too. But that would be a part of the cutouts. Yeah. Yeah, I know, 8 hours. This game is very long. So we just need another worn out jump for this that guy. Yeah, this game has a lot of scripted fights. Like I said, there's a lot of reasons why this game is as long as it is. A bunch of scripted fights, a lot of text. There's like a lot of backtracking. There's a lot of things the game makes you do to actually finish the game. There's just a lot the game asks out of you, actually progress a lot of the time. Like I said, we'll get more into that when we actually get further in the run. It is possible to beat this game less than 8 hours. It's just pretty difficult for many reasons. It's really easy to lose a lot of time in this game. At a lot of different parts. Okay, so this toad, not this toad, this Shy Guy is trying to suck the paint out of this waterfall, wherever this is. But we're gonna put the life right back into it with paint. Okay, so now that you have this giant, I think it's a water wheel running, we can now make it up to the first mini paint star of the game. So this game works very similar to Sticker Star, and the fact that like you finish levels like by collecting I don't remember what they were called in Sticker Star, but I think you collect like the little comments in Sticker Star where you like finish the level. This game's version of that pretty much is the mini paint stars. So there was there was definitely a lot of controversy surrounding this game because of how similar it is to Sticker Star, and you know, a lot of people, when this game was first announced, a lot of people wanted like another game like Paper Mario for the N64 or Thousand Year Door. Understandably so, because those were really good games. But this game still has like a lot of cool things in it. There's a lot of funny dialogue. There's still like a lot of charm to it, and there are definitely good things about this game. I can't say everything about this game is good. I definitely cannot say that, but game is definitely not bad. I'll give it that. Okay, so now we finished the first level. I guess you can call it a level. Even though we'll be coming back to Port Prisma many times throughout the run, so yeah, we have not seen the last of Port Prisma. Keep that in mind. Okay, so something you're going to notice I'm doing is I'm going to zoom out. Okay, I'm going to be zooming out whenever I do world map movement, because when you zoom out, you actually travel faster. Like, there's less travel time when you zoom out on the map. So I'm going to be doing that in between each level. Okay, so on the gamepad I just changed to advanced controls. The reason why I changed to advanced controls is because you skip a step. Because, okay, usually when you're doing a battle in this game, what you have to do to fight is you have your list of cards, you put the card in the slot, you select card ready, you paint the card, you select done painting, and then you flick the card to the screen. But with advanced controls, you skip a step. You can just put the card in the slot, paint it, select done painting, and then flick it. So it saves time throughout the course of the run to change it to advanced controls. So for this fight, we're just going to be using a triple one-out jump. And we're actually using Ashley commands now. This game does have Ashley commands. I just wasn't using the Ashley commands on the fights in Port Prisma because I didn't need to. So for all these slurp guys, that's what they're actually called, slurp guys. I have to get the best Ashley command, which is excellent. Alright. Okay, so This game does have kind of a level up system. As you can see, those little hammer scraps that came out of the Shy Guys when I defeated them. I'm leveling up right now. Look at the paint on the top left of the screen. By defeating enemies, hammer scraps come out of them, and you can level up your paint by collecting these hammer scraps. And you do want to collect hammer scraps from the scripted fights that the game makes you do. So, because you need a certain amount of paint to actually finish the game efficiently. Or at least get through a lot of the fights. So we have to talk to this Ranger Toad for later. Now we'll be getting this turbo out jump. We have to talk to this Ranger Toad for later because we're going to have to get the fire extinguisher later. And we need to talk to the purple Ranger Toads to get the fire extinguisher. I'm going to save because we don't need to save. We are hardcore speedrunners that don't need to save the game. Okay. Now as we can see here, this paint star doesn't have any color in it. Which, probably bad. Let's see if we can grab it. Yes, I'm sorry I'm not painting everything. Unfortunately, it is optimal to obviously not paint a lot of the colorless spots in this game, at least for any percent. All flags for this game is a silly category, for many reasons. But the biggest reason why all flags is a silly category is because this game has... Okay, this game pretty much has like rock, paper, scissors like temples. Like they call it Rochambeau in this game. And it's pretty much like a game of rock, paper, scissors. In each Rochambeau temple, there's 3 rounds. Also, this bad guy regrets his life choices, so he's actually gonna help us out. But there's 3 rounds in each temple, and for the first 7 temples, there's 8 Rochambeau temples total. For the first 7 temples, it's always the same like thing every time. Like you pick the same thing every time. But for the 3rd round of every Rochambeau temple, it's always RNG, whether it's rock, paper, or scissors. And that's why all flags is such a silly category. Because if you fail a Rochambeau temple, you have to collect a mini paint star to be able to redo it without having to worry about RNG. It is possible to re-enter Rochambeau temples without getting a mini paint star, but if you do that, then every round is RNG. So that's why all flags for this game is kind of silly to run, and it's also really long, obviously, because you know any percentage 8 hours. Obviously, all flags is going to be longer. So that Shy Guy did paint the paint star, but now his Shy Guy buddies are going to try to roll up this area and try to destroy everything. But oh wow, I took damage. It's okay. Taking damage here doesn't actually matter. Like, it's just something I usually try to do. I usually try to not take damage here, just for fun, I guess. But yeah, taking damage there means like nothing, so don't worry about the fact that I just took a lot of damage there. It's actually pretty hard to not get hit at that section. So, we have to now unroll the entire world. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the Frankie Bracy. I have a lot of silly emotes. Okay, so you can now peel this Bowser sticker, and that unrolls that. And now all we have to do is walk on this, and we'll just roll it back down. Have to hammer this a few times, and those Shy Guys are done for. Okay, so these Shy Guys, it actually is possible to fight them, but there's no point. Like, I can just get the mini paint star at this point, so there's no point in fighting them. So I guess we'll just let those Shy Guys live. They can think about their mistakes and hopefully move on with their lives. Okay. So I guess that's like the first real level. Like Port Prisma, I don't really consider to be a level because I view that more as a tutorial section. This is the first real level in the game. So next level is Cherry Lake, which is a pretty cool, it's a pretty well designed level. I really like the aesthetic of Cherry Lake. Okay. Something I do like about this game, at least in compared to Sticker Star, that the aesthetics of the levels are pretty interesting. Like, it's not just the generic, like, you know, grass, desert, forest, lava, you know, mountain. Like, I mean, even though like, there are those types of levels in this game, like, this game also has, like, a lot of really unique looking levels. So, okay. But, okay, as you can see, there's a... The airship was flying up there, and a toad just fell off. We're gonna have to find out what happened to that toad. And don't worry, that toad is going to be pretty important later. So, now we're being introduced to the cutout mechanic, which is pretty much what paperizing was in Sticker Star. Pretty much this game's version of paperizing. This game has a lot of like a lot of parallels to Sticker Star, I would like to say. Okay, so pretty much how cutouts work is you press Y. When it looks like there's an area you can cut out, press Y, and when you do that, it like cuts out a part of the area. And on the gamepad right now, you can't see it unfortunately, but on the gamepad right now, I can cut out the area, and I can do some platforming to get to a flag. And when I get to this flag, I'll be in an area I wasn't able to reach before without cutting out. So that's pretty much how it works. Now I'm up here. So, yeah. Unfortunately, you do cutouts a lot of times throughout the course of the game. But you guys unfortunately can't see what I'm doing, but just imagine that I'm cutting out a portion of the area and I'm running into that portion of the area that I cut out. Just imagine that every time I'm doing a cutout. Okay, so now I have these stacked Shy Guys that are bullying this single Shy Guy for not being stacked. He wants them to join their stack, but that Shy Guy wants to be alone. Oh. But now we have to fight these 5 stacked Shy Guys. So when it comes to stacked enemies in this game, you don't need to paint the cards at all, because all the stacked enemies only have 1 HP, so you don't have to paint the cards. They'll just die. So. Okay, so that now that single Shy Guy that ran off got drenched in water. And this Shy Guy gives us something really good actually. Now we have another card slot, so now we can use 2 cards at once as opposed to 1 card at once. So that's a huge thing that Shy Guy gave us. And unfortunately, Shy Guy just jumped off. I kind of wish he didn't do that, because he gave us a really awesome thing, a new card slot. We can just hope that Shy Guy is still alive somewhere. Hopefully. So now we can use 2 card slots. We can actually fight 2 enemies at once like that, and in that fight in 1 turn. Oh yeah. Okay, I want to get those hammer scraps too. I do want to level up my paint a bit. Okay, so now we have this Toad's shoes for some reason. You have to get these. I'll explain later why I have to get these the clothes from this Toad. As you can see right here on this tree, we have the Toad's pants, even though I don't know if you will really consider these pants, but... Okay. But you can actually hit those, like, spinning water wheels to make them go faster, which we obviously do, you know, speed run. So this part has, like, a bunch of Shy Guys, like, flying right in my direction. If you just hug the top of the bridge, you actually won't run into any of the Shy Guys, so that's a consistent way of avoiding the Shy Guys there. And here we have another cutout, which unfortunately you guys also, again, can't see, but just imagine I'm cutting out the mountain, and I'm walking over the mountain. Just imagine that in your heads. I'm running over the mountain to a flag, which will bring me to the other side of this area. Okay. Pretty soon it's actually a strat coming up. I call it bush jump. I guess I just made that name up myself. But, by doing this jump that I'm about to do, you can skip some traveling. So, if I can pull it off. Oh, I actually got that first try, okay. That's surprising. Usually it takes me like a few tries to get that, but I actually got it first try there. Okay, cool. Nice. Okay, so now we can take out this guy. We don't have too many action commands. Just paint the card and that's it. I can't show the screen because it's all happening on the gamepad. I don't have a gamepad cam. But yeah, anyway, now we have to get this Toad's vest. I think this is, and this may seem like a waste of time, but you actually do have to go up here to look at this blue paint star. I don't really know why the game makes you do that, but the game makes you do that for some reason. But don't worry, later we'll be able to get that blue paint star. We just can't get it now, so for now we have to go back and head north. Okay, so this is the first thing we're going to be getting. Things were in Sticker Star, and I think they work pretty much the same as they do in Sticker Star in a way. But the big difference is that you can just squeeze the things into cards, and they go right into your deck, as opposed to, because in Sticker Star you had to like go to a place in Deckelberg to turn the thing into a sticker. But in this game, you just squeeze the things immediately. So that's a nice thing they added over this game that makes thing cards, or I guess thing stickers / cards, like, better. And yeah, Huey is Mario's biggest fan. It's hilarious, right? Yeah. So this Shy Guy actually took the Toad's book, so we have to get this book back from the Toad. So here, we just use a hammer and a semi-painted worn-out hammer to finish off this Shy Guy. I don't even have to do great action commands or anything. Alright, so now I have the Hero's Journal. So, that Koopa can be kind of a troll sometimes, so I'm glad I was able to avoid it. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure it's impossible to make this cycle. You have to like wait for this wheel to spin all the way around before you can actually do the cutout. Wait for it. Yes, I can see the chat poke the map, bro. I see you there. Don't worry, I see all you guys. I see all the people that usually talk in my chat and stuff. try to focus on my hyper-professional commentary. And yeah, again, just imagine I was walking across that water wheel to get to the paint star. Just imagine the cutouts in your head. Try your hardest. Imagine the cutouts. So you can't see them. Okay. So now we're going to Crimson Tower, but we actually can't do anything right now, because there's a gate blocking the way into it. And we have to do a lot of things to get past this gate. Let's just say that. A lot we have to do to actually get past this point. We have to paint this toad because we need this toad to fix the bridge back in Port Prisma. And then we have to paint the wall. I think, honestly, I don't completely remember, but if you don't look at the blue paint star, then I think the toad, like the toad that you need, one of the toads that you need to unlock this gate, won't actually like talk to you. Like he won't do anything for you if you don't look at that blue paint star. I'm pretty sure that's the reason why you have to do that. Okay, so now we actually have to go back to Cherry Lake, and here's the first instance of backtracking in this game. This game has a lot of backtracking, which is one of the many reasons why it's so long. So we have to now go back and give that toad all of his stuff back, clothes in his book, and once we do that, you'll see what he can do to help us get that gate open. Prison Tower. There's a stacked Shy Guy coming up. That is kind of RNG. Where he's at. Let's see where he's at this time. Oh, he's in a bad spot, okay. Oh my gosh, that has never happened to me before, wow. I don't think I've ever gotten into that encounter. Like, usually I'm able to jump over him there. Okay, so, something you should know about running away in this game. Running away in this game is actually just like it works in Sticker Star pretty much. It's like, it's random. If you run away and fail 3 times, then you always run away on the fourth try, but unfortunately, running is still RNG. But yeah, fortunately I was able to run away first try that time, so it wasn't a big deal that I got into that encounter, but that's okay. Yeah, don't worry, I'll try not to screw up Sniffer with it. But yeah. Running RNG is definitely one of the bad things about this game, because in PM64 and TTYD, if you're able to mash A fast enough, you can pretty much run away from any fight. But running away in this game is just completely random, so. Okay. So, now we have to give the toad all his clothes back. One at a time, because this toad wants to, you know, he's Justice Toad. He wants to help people, he wants to save the world, all that stuff. But he should have clothes on if he's going to do that, you know. I don't think it's a good idea to try to save the world while being naked, so. Yeah. We have to give him all of his clothes back that we collected throughout Cherry Lake. Alright, so now we helped out this toad, we can now get him to get the blue paint star for us. The question is, how will he get the blue paint star for us? Well, you'll find out when we get there. Okay, so now I have to go back to the blue paint star. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the run so far. Game is Very long, but also chill. Okay, so. Yeah, I guess you're right. A lot of superheroes do just wear underwear. So, now this Toad is going to use his, not really explained magical powers in order to get the, mini paint star for us. I don't think the game actually explains why the Toad is able to do this, but hey, he can, so. Even the Toad himself is surprised that he did it, so. Okay, so now this Toad is going to travel back to the gate in Crimson Tower. And that's the first of 3 Toads that we need to open the gate in Crimson Tower. So something you'll notice I'm doing at the end of every level is sticking to one side of the end. And then collecting the coins. The reason why I'm doing that is because, to actually unlock the Rochambeau temples in this game, you need to collect the Rochambeau temples Rochambeau tokens after you enter a level. But doing that actually wastes time because when you get Rochambeau tokens, there's like a little cutscene that shows you unlocking the Rochambeau temple. So you want to try to avoid those at all costs. It's not a big deal if you actually run into them, but it's something you just try to avoid, you know. Try to save as much time as you can. This run is already 8 hours long, you don't want to make it any longer, you know. So, now we're at Blue Bay Beach. A nice level. Also has pretty chill music, like the music Bay Beach. So, alright, heading over to the right. Talk to these toads. They're actually bullying this this one blue toad because this toad wants to sail to the edge of the world apparently. But these toads are like, I think this toad is like not smart. I think he's crazy. But for now, we're gonna have to ignore this whole situation because we have to go to Ocean Fest, which you'll see what Ocean Fest is. And we get to it. That Toad really wants to discover his destiny. Okay, so there's a lot of Cheep Cheeps at this part. A lot of Cheep Cheep. And there is an effective method of avoiding these Cheep Cheeps. Pretty much what you want to do is just hug the right. Like, if you just hug the right of the beach, then you'll always avoid the Cheep Cheeps every time. It's pretty much 100% consistent. If you try to, like, run through the middle, there's a chance the Cheep Cheeps will, like, jump into you. And it's really bad, so yeah. So this Toad is, like, the host of Ocean Fest. We have to talk to him to get it started. And there's like a gate blocking us off from finishing the level, which is why we have to do Ocean Fest to get the key to that gate. So what we have to do is find the 5 green toads that are all around here. This first toad is hiding behind this toad. This toad can be pretty annoying to talk to because you can accidentally talk to the... Oh, I just did it. You can accidentally talk to the toad in front. But yeah. Now you pull out this bridge. And you go down. You hammer this shell. And that is the second of 5 toads. And now we pull out this toad, that's the 3rd one, and now there's a toad stuck in that tree, and another toad hiding in that little thing. I don't actually know what that is. What to call it. Okay. Now I head back to the main stage. Now we found all the toads. And okay, so these toads are going to try to mess with you here. The toad with the key, this yellow toad is going to give one of the green toads a key. And even though you can clearly see, you just gave it to that toad in the middle, the one that has a slight crease on his head. They're going to try to fake you out. So what you want to do is paint it to prove that that was that toad that was holding that key. So they're going to do this dance to shuffle around. And so obviously the one that had the key is the one we just painted. But look at that. That doesn't make any sense. Now Huey gets mad at this toad for obviously scamming us, or trying to scam us, but we figured him out. And yes, you do have to paint that toad to prove that it was that toad. That's like actually the solution to this. So, yeah. Yeah, that is good RNG. It was close to me. Technically the actually wait, no, it was on the opposite side. That was that RNG. Anyway, it doesn't actually matter. Anyway, now we have the key, we can go past these gates and pretty much get to the end of the level, but there's one thing we have to do. Finishing the level. We have to get the second purple rescue toad to get the fire extinguisher later. And this is kind of like what I was talking about with like how this game makes you do a lot of stuff to beat the game, and that's one of the reasons why it's as long as it is. So now we have to cut out here. And just imagine that I'm walking across this place. Walking across like the ocean to get to the other side. Okay. We have to pull out this bridge first, otherwise the toad won't actually... Yeah, again, I'm really sorry you guys can't see the gamepad. If I was rich and could get a gamepad capture card, I totally would, I'm telling you. Okay, so now that we've done that, we can pretty much just go right to the paint star. I will be getting a line jump for paint star. I'm gonna need it for later. Still no Rochambeau token? Okay, yeah. Okay, so even though we just unlocked a new level, we're actually gonna just re-enter Blue Bay Beach. No joke, we're just gonna enter the same level again because since we have the fan and we can use the fan to actually get the second toad that we need to get through the gate. The gate, not the Kate, in Blue Bay, in Crimson Tower. Wow. I am not doing the best with talking right now, but that's okay. Okay. So, I believe this is the first instance of actually using a thing card in the world to affect things that's happening in the world. Because as you can see, that blue toad out there is stranded in the ocean. Ship crashed, so we have to help him out. Yeah, I'm hiding in a corner to avoid minigames, yes. That's why I'm hiding in the corner. I mean, the Rochambeau temples. I try to stay in one spot and just hope it doesn't fall into me. Okay. So now we have to place the fan in this blank space. I know you guys can't see it, but I'm placing the fan card in the space and painting it. That causes this cutscene to happen. Yeah. I know, so much great gameplay happening on the gamepad. Okay, so this toad should be dead, but nope. He's surfing. And oh, look at that, he's one of the magical toads. Okay, that explains why he survived that. Okay, and now we just have to go through a lot of text boxes before leaving, pretty much. That's it. Just enjoy the dialogue. Enjoy it. Wow. Just magically stop those waves. Now they're just stuck there. Nice. You know, what I'm wondering is, why aren't these toads the protagonists? Like, these magical toads can do all this awesome stuff. Like, the only thing Mario has is a silly little paint hammer and his jumps. Silly battle cards. These guys can do all this awesome stuff. Okay. Now we're exiting Blue Bay Beach. And going to Port Prisma, actually. Back to Port Prisma. The game is really long and there's a lot to it, so I do have, like, notes to remind myself where to go, because it would be pretty hard for me to remember, like, everything off the top of my head. Okay, so first thing we have to do back in Port Prisma is get the plunger, which we're going to use to get into Indigo Underground. This is the next level. Toad is pretty shady. Not gonna lie. Yeah, the text in this game is really slow. The text is definitely the biggest reason for why this game is as long as it is. If this game had the style of text from Paper Mario 64, Thousand Year Door, or SPM, it would definitely be like hours shorter, I think. I'm pretty sure there's hours of text boxes. So, actually, it's you can do here. It's called trash can jump. You can actually like hit that trash can toad that you just saw and like jump up the stairs, and it does save a bit of time. But if you fail it, you lose a lot of time, and it's such a small time save that it just not really much of a reason to do it, honestly. No. Mirror's Super Paper Mario run is tomorrow, I believe. Which, by the way, you guys should check out the other runs in this marathon. A lot of really cool runs in this Mario RPG marathon. So you guys should stick around and stuff. Okay, so anyway. We are now entering this post office. Honestly, I forget why we have to enter this post office. All I know is that you have to. No, actually I know why. It's because you have to get this toad to fix the sign, so we can do the cutout. Yeah, that's why you enter this place, okay. Stick around. Haha, hilarious. Okay, so yeah, we have to get this toad to fix the sign. He already fixed it, so now that he fixed the sign, we can now use the cutout to get up to that mini paint star. So yeah, more more gamepad gameplay. Just imagine that I'm cutting out the top of like the post office, and I'm jumping on top of it to get to the paint star. Just imagine. Okay. And yeah, Luigi does send you a letter. Luigi actually exists in this game. Okay, so I have to give this shady glasses Toad these cards. And he's very fascinated by cards, but it doesn't look like he's giving us our cards back. And now with Slurp Guy's about to fight us, that sucks. Well, I have no battle cards. What am I supposed to do? Okay, so this is the introduction of the battle spin mechanic. Battle spin pretty much just exists as a way to get cards in battle on the spot. You pay 10 coins and you can, there's like a roulette of cards that you can select. And you stop the roulette to actually get those cards. And all this is happening on the gamepad, so yeah. Again, apologies for you guys not being able to see this stuff. So I pretty much want to get anything that can kill this Shy Guy. Like, I just don't want to get a Thing card or a Mushroom because it'll waste time. And I think I got a Thing card, so I'm wasting time. That's okay. I can still kill him with the Thing card, but unfortunately it's gonna take a while. Ideally, I would want to get a hammer or a dump or a firefly or pretty much anything that would kill him. Immediately. But we are able to kill the Shy Guy, but we are wasting time using this Thing card because now we have to watch this cutscene. But that's okay though. It's not like a huge deal. And now that we've done that, we can now get the blue paint star. Oh yeah, you're probably wondering why it says replica. So there are Thing cards you can get in this game called replica cards. The only difference between replica cards, Thing cards, and actual Thing cards is that there's the Rochambeau token I was talking about. What am I saying? Oh yeah, with regular Thing cards, you can use them outside of battle when the story requires you to. But replica cards you can't use when the story requires you to. So you only use the replica cards in battle. So they're pretty much just battle cards. All of the actual Thing cards can be used outside of battles. So that's the difference. Okay. Oh. How does this Toad here? We have to get him out of that pipe. And this is why we got the plunger back in Port Prisma, so we can get this Toad out of the pipe. And I want you guys to listen to the music that plays here. I want you guys to just pay close attention to the music that plays here. Yeah. Pretty lewd. Okay, so now that we got that Toad out of the pipe, we can now enter Indigo Underground. Okay. But we have to deal with the Shy Guy first. I actually forgot about the Shy Guy. We can just take the Shy Guy out with a worn out jump though. No big deal. No problem at all. Okay, so Indigo Underground can be pretty annoying level for a few reasons, but the main reason is that it's really easy to get into certain encounters here. I'll try my best to not get into encounters. Okay, so here I want to wait for that to go like halfway up, and then now see how it like froze? Now those Shy Guys are going to try to chase me, but they won't be able to get to me while I'm standing on the giant purple thing. Okay, so now we have to fight this swoop up here. Save this rescue ranger Toad. We have to save all these rescue squad Toads. And all it takes is one jump. Defeat this swoop. And we don't have to fully paint it. No, I actually made either. Simple. A lot of the fights in this game are like that. It's not until later that the scripted fights become a bit more complex. But this is still early in the game, so still easy right now. Okay, so now I paint this, and now it's going to go down. And we wait. So this part has like a cycle that I really tried to make for a long time, but it just seems impossible. Like this cycle right here. It would definitely save time if you could get to the block on the left, but as you can see, you just can't do it, so you pretty much have to wait. Yep, 1/8 into the game. Still 7 hours left. We'll be here a while. Okay. Now we hit right and paint this bridge. Get 2 fire flowers. Fire flowers. Flower cards in general are really good in this game. Ice flowers and fire flowers. Avoid that buzzy beetle. And now we can save this rescue squad toad. Okay, so this next part, you have to hammer the bridge when the rescue squad toad is in front of it, so you can fight all the Shy Guys at once, as opposed to fighting each individual Shy Guy like one by one. Because when you do that, see, now all the Shy Guys are going to come to me, so I can call all the Shy Guys in one fight. So all it takes to win this is a line jump and just a normal jump. Okay, cool, got it. Sometimes the line jump action commands can be pretty difficult, but I was able to do it right there, so that's good. Okay, I want to collect these scraps. Now I have another cutout right to here. It does seem like jumps in this game are harder than they were in other Paper Mario games. Guess what it takes to defeat this slurp guy? Yes, just another jump card. You don't have to paint all the way. I'm glad you guys are enjoying the gameplay in all caps. Okay, so only one missing rescue spot to the left, and now we're leveling up paint more. This is a good thing. More paint, the better, I say. Okay, so just fire from this block, keep paint this wall, fire flower. And now we can head up here to get to this. Well, it's a Shy Guy, but not your average ordinary Shy Guy. Yeah, Rovan is right. it's pretty rare that you need excellent hammers. Which is good, because I feel like the excellent ash command for hammers is actually pretty difficult. But you do need jumps. Excellent jumps to kill a lot of enemies. Okay, so all it takes is one fireball to defeat that spooky shot guy. Oh, oh gosh, excuse me. Oh gosh. I'm so sorry. Because I'm talking so much. I don't usually talk this much during runs. Okay. Excuse my coughing, I'm sorry. Okay, so now we have to go back where all the rescue squad toads have gathered. So we can finish the level. Alright, wait for this Buzzy Beetle. Don't wait. I don't want to risk it. I just baited it right there. I'm gonna wait for this Buzzy Beetle to run right. I just really don't want to get into an encounter. I played that part really safe, but I just really wanted to avoid getting into an encounter. Cough percent. That would be an interesting category. Now these rescue squad toads are going to make this bridge for us to cross. Because for some reason this bridge is broken. I'm not really sure why this bridge is broken. Okay, so now we have these more Shy Guys to fight. Game has a lot of Shy Guys, as you probably have noticed by now. All it takes on this fight is a single hammer. Okay. Now I can pull the bridge back up. Or these toads are making the bridge. It takes a lot more than physical force to break those bonds of those. So we have to get this giant lemon over here. Go later. A lot later in the game, there's a very interesting boss fight. Very interesting boss fight indeed. We need the lemon for that boss fight, so that's why we have to collect the lemon here. The enemy cards can attack enemies. Like, the enemy cards fight for you when you use them in battle. That's what the enemy cards do. There's only one part of the run where we actually use an enemy card. So, but that's like way later in the run, so don't use enemy cards a lot throughout the game. At least throughout the run. Okay, so now we've gotten the lemon. We can now finish the level. Start for the token. Hopefully it doesn't fall on top of me. There it is. Okay, so now that we finished Indigo Underground, we now have access to Daffodil Peak. Pretty nice level with some okay music. Okay, so first thing we have to do here is talk to this little right here. You will open this gate for us. Well, not the front gate, but this gate on the right. I need a permit to actually get through the gate on the front, and we'll get the permit from this house that we're about to enter. Huey said maybe this toad is one of those emo types. Telling you, man, this game has great dialogue. Great dialogue. Okay, so this toad is depressed because all of these blank spots in his house. But fortunately, we have our awesome paint hammer. So paint everything in. Oh, wow. I have to say, this is really slow, but it's okay. I'm usually able to paint that house a lot faster, but it's not like I lost a crazy amount of time to it. Not a big deal. Okay, so, what I just got right there was an unfurl block. Unfurl blocks are pretty much question mark blocks that you hit, and you have 20 seconds to hit hit something with an unfurl block mark on it. And then once you do that, it usually, like, well, it unfurls something, usually. Why it's called the unfurl block. Okay, so now that we clean this Toad's house up, we can now get the climbing permit. That's what it's called. Mountain climbing permit. Yeah. Now we can actually go through the rest of Daffodil Peak. Also, the Toad is no longer depressed, so good. Okay. Nope. This game has a few tiny glitches, but not many. Why it's so long? There are a lot. If someone could find a way to skip certain things in this game would definitely be a lot shorter. But as it stands right now, this run is pretty much going through the game as fast as possible. Without many crazy tricks, which is why I didn't need that excellent. But I would say this is a good beginner speed game because of that. Like, anyone could theoretically run this game because it's not particularly hard. Just a lot of stuff you have to remember. And that's pretty much it. But the biggest problem with this game is that, you know, the biggest problem with people running this game is the length. You know, it's an 8-hour game, so you have to have a lot of free time on your hands to actually run this game, at least actively. So, if someone could find a way to make this game shorter so more people could run it, that would be awesome. Okay. Now we're going all the way back up to the top to progress further in the level. And yeah, we saved that purple ranger toad. I think that's the last purple ranger toad we need. get up to the fire extinguisher. Good that we did that. Blaze hammer in this block. Blaze hammers are really OP. In case you don't know what OP stands for, it stands for overpowered. And you will see why blaze hammers are so overpowered later in the run when we start using blaze hammers. Right now, I'm just gonna put a bunch of mushrooms on the right. So, because there's a Kamek fight coming up, and he's gonna turn all my cards around so I can't see him. I don't want to waste cards, so. I want to be able to make sure that the cards that I'm using aren't cards that I need. Alright, so now Kamek is here to ruin our day. Kamek was pretty troll in Sticker Star, and definitely continues his reign in this game. In terms of being annoying. So we pretty much turned all our cards into worn out jumps. So we're forced to use worn out jumps to get these Goombas. Fortunately, we're just only fighting Goombas. If we were fighting something more deadly than Goombas, then this would be a bigger problem. But not a big deal since fighting a few Goombas. Okay. Oh, the hidden block right here. If I could get it. There. Another blaze hammer there, and trust me, it is definitely worth getting that blaze hammer. Okay, so this part kind of sucks because you have to paint this. You have to paint this block first. Like, ideally, you would want to hit the unfurl block and then go over here instead of painting it first, but you just don't have the time. You can't make it all the way to that block in the 20 seconds. You just have to paint it first. I mean, you can make it over to that block in the 20 seconds, but you can't make it over to the block and paint it. That's the thing. And yeah, what Diamond said is true. Never enter the pipe. You don't have to do a Kamek. This game does have there are like moon jump hacks people have used in this game that give a lot of stuff, but obviously you need hacks to do that. It's not like actually in the game itself. But the interesting thing about moon jump hacks is like it gives you an idea of like what actually can be skipped in this game. That's interesting about that. Unfortunately, there's nothing like that within the game itself, so. So for some reason, this toad was memeing and trying to be a yellow toad for some reason. Or the sage, I think. Yeah, the sage of the mountain. Turns out there is no mountain sage. Yui's mad about that. Oh wow, the Rochambeau token fell into me. It seems like I always run into at least one Rochambeau token in every run. It's almost like they lock onto you. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's actually true. Okay, so now we have to re-enter Daffodil Peak again to find out what's happening with this whole mountain stage. Yui is really mad. Rightfully so. Because... Oh, it totally lied. Oh, wow. There's a giant blink spot on the top of that Toad's head. That does not look good. I'll probably paint that. Okay, so it turns out that this Toad actually forgot that he was the Mountain Sage because I guess since the top of it, the color was sucked out of the top of his head, he had memory loss. So he actually forgot that he was the Mountain Sage. You want to avoid the token because you don't want to get the Rochambeau Temple cutscene. Chill Rocks. Why you want to avoid the tokens? Is the Rochambeau tokens lose time? Okay, so now that we painted his head, he now remembers that he was a Mountain Sage, and he can do some awesome stuff, like... Well, just watch. Destroy that mountain. Like I said, man, these Toads are awesome. I don't know why these Toads aren't the protagonists. Also, we should all take a second to appreciate Huey's clapping animation. It's pretty great. Yeah, this game doesn't have many runners, but there are a few runners in this game. More people definitely would run this game if it was not as long as it is. Okay, so now we've officially gotten all 3 Toads back to the Crimson Tower gate. So we can now go to Crimson Tower and actually enter it. But there's still a few things we have to do before going to Crimson Tower. We have to stop by Sunglow Ridge and get this last purple rescue squad Toad. As you can see, this giant gate is completely colorless. And okay, so actually, a funny thing here is if you try to paint this gate with your hammer, Huey tells you, like, Mario, stop trying to paint this giant wall. It's not going to work with your tiny paint hammer. It's actually really funny, like, that the game has something for that if you try to paint the wall. So, we can't paint that huge, giant, colorless wall with our tiny paint hammer. So, we'll just have to leave for now. Okay. Now we're going back to Ruddy Road to get the fire extinguisher. And you need the fire extinguisher for the first Koopaling battle that's coming up in Tower. So yeah. I guess the good thing about re-entering this level is that you get to listen to the nice music again. Okay, so there's a really funny small skip you can do here. These Toads are going to make stairs for you to jump up, and you can skip the first stair. Saves a very, very small amount of time, but it does save time, so no reason to not do it. Oh man, shout outs to people subbing to the channel. Okay, I actually got it, so now we're getting the fire extinguisher that we're going to need for later. Pretty crazy skip, not gonna lie. Yeah, mind blowing, right? Skip one stair. Okay, so now we're going to finally going to Crimson Tower. Like, we were at Crimson Tower way earlier, but we had to do a lot of stuff to actually finally get here. But now that we have all the Toads, and the fire extinguisher. Finally, actually enter this. Also, something to note here is see the things on the top of the toad's heads? It actually spells out the word key. That's a nice little thing. I feel like it's not like that noticeable at first that it actually spells key. Yeah. So now we use these toads' magical abilities to get in here. Now we can finally enter Crimson Tower. Okay. So here's another huge blank colorless spot, but this is way huger than even the Sunglow Ridge Gate. Like, this is just a huge blank colorless spot, and we can't enter the tower like this. So this is looking pretty bad. No, this game doesn't have a pit of 100 trials. It's only in the first 3 games. Digger Star Color Splash don't have anything like that. Oh, okay. So now we see where the paint's going. That giant paint bucket. So, part is funny. Johnson. This is like the closest thing to a reference to the old Paper Mario games. Because Johnson is like a recurring character when it comes to like evil henchmen for like the Paper Mario series. So like that's like I'm pretty sure that's like the only reference this game really has to like the old Paper Mario games. Some people say that the beginning of the game when you first enter Port Prisma looks kind of like the beginning of TTYD, but nobody actually knows if that was an intentional reference. Okay, so you avoid these Shy Guys. Get up here. Where you then use a... I'll use 2 hammers. Okay, I didn't need 2 hammers. One to be third. Oh. It's okay, I got an extra hammer from Brody Road anyway. Okay, so now that we defeated the Shy Guys, no one's actually controlling the airship. Yui's trying to control it, but we need to do something. Let's hit the switch. And... oh, scrap. Oh, that's one way to repaint the tower. Throughout the entire bucket. So funny to see so many people using old scrap. Okay. So now that we repainted this entire tower, we can now enter it. So Crimson Tower has one section that's really hard to avoid and encounter, so I'm going to focus for that one part. There's there's like a part where you go upstairs and not a whole lot of space to run, so I'm gonna try to focus on that part so I don't get into any encounters. And now we have Morton, which is the first Koopaling of the mini Koopalings we'll be fighting in throughout the course of this game. In fact, pretty much all the major boss fights in this game are the Koopalings. Okay. So now we paint this part of the ground. I think a double hammer? Or like a hammer? Yeah, hammer. Okay, I'm gonna focus for this section. Okay, no encounters, that's good. Like I said, that part is just really strict. Not a whole lot of space to run away from enemies. If I try to focus there, not get into any encounters. Okay, so there's these Shy Guys on this conveyor belt. It's actually impossible to get across this conveyor belt while the Shy Guys are like in it like that. So we have to actually defeat these Shy Guys. Okay, I guess I should mention this. There is like a strat you can do on the stairs to like run all the way up without stopping at all. But I actually find it to be really hard to do. And especially in a marathon setting, I'd rather not risk doing it. But I guess I should point out the fact that that is something you can. Yep, 80% is 8 hours. Pretty ridiculous, I know, but game is just long. Honestly, I'm shocked they let this run even be in this marathon, considering how long it is. But hey, I'm glad you guys gave Color Splash a chance. Fine. Just for a little bit. Okay, so once again, imagine I'm cutting out area and I'm jumping up to the top of the tower, and yeah. just imagine. Okay, it's happening on the gamepad, but imagine what's happening while doing that on the gamepad. Without speedrunning, I would say this is like a 15 to 20 hour game. You're just playing it casually, but that kind of depends on like if you're actually trying to get all the flags, or if you're just trying to beat the game. Okay, so this fight has somewhat interesting routing. You start off with a triple one-out hammer and a double hammer. Don't need Ashley commands on one-out hammer attack. Did not need that, excellent. And now he's a fire flower? Okay, so I guess I should explain this. Pretty much how fights work in this game, or the Koopaling fights, is you do damage to them over time. And once you get them to a certain amount of damage, they activate their, I don't really know what to call it, but they activate their invincible mode, or whatever you want to call it. But you can't really do anything to them without using a thing card. So, right now, Morton's hammer is going to go on fire. And right now, we can't even hit Morton. And also, his hammer does a ridiculous amount of damage right now. So, what we have to do for that is use the fire extinguisher to extinguish the flames that are making his hammer burn. Which, when you think about it, it doesn't really make sense that he has a wooden hammer on fire. But it's a fictional video game. We don't have to think about it that much. So yeah, use the thing card, and that stops. That turns his hammer into a stick. The plain old stick. You know, we can just finish him with. I did not need that excellent. I'm getting so many accidental excellents. It's kind of funny. And that is that fight. That's definitely the easiest Koopaling fight, which makes sense because first one. Okay, so now we defeated Morton in Crimson Tower. We can now finally get the first big red paint star. Alright. So, like the Star Spirits in Paper Mario 64, or the Crystal Stars in PTYD, or the Pure Hearts from Super Paper Mario, or the Royal Stickers from Sticker Star. The big paint stars are like the main collectibles of this game. And there's 6 big paint stars. So, we got the first one, so we still have 5 big paint stars left to get. And as you can see, remember earlier when that giant colorless gate was there? Yeah, now we use the big red paint star to color it, and now we can get past that gate. Usually the big paint stars like paint a big section for you to like get past. The big colorless section. Okay, so now would be a really good time for you to, I don't know, get a drink, I don't know, use the bathroom, do what you need to do, because after you get every paint star, it's just a lot of text matching, and then there's these silly bad flashback cutscenes that kind of show what happened leading up to the events of Port Prisma. The big paint stars being stolen and all the colorless spots and stuff. It's pretty much a break part of the run. And you get these after getting every paint star. So as you can see, Bowser there is all black for some reason, and throwing away the big paint stars. And yes, Bowser is the villain in this game, obviously. Did you expect someone else? Okay. Big paint star is pretty much explaining what's happening with the big paint stars and everything. And after you beat every chapter, the Toads do this dance party. Celebrate getting a big paint star. Pretty nice. Thanks, Bonces. I see so many people from my chat walking here, and it's awesome. Okay, so at the end of each chapter, you do get a max HP up. So we start off with 50 HP, but now we have 75 HP. You gain 25 HP at the end of each chapter. Next chapter, I'll have 100, then I'll have 125, then 150, 175, and eventually 200 HP. How much of the time is cutscenes and talking? A lot of the time. Like, if you got rid of all the cutscenes and talking, this game would be hours shorter. Like, literally hours shorter. So. So, Peach got kidnapped, obviously. And Mario wants to rush out to save her, but unfortunately, Yui doesn't think that's a good idea because we don't actually know where they're going, and also don't think we're strong enough to take on Bowser since he just threw the paint stars like nothing. And now Peach is sending us a hologram to try to give us some info on what's happening with Bowser and stuff. Light paint. If you recall in Paper Mario for the N64, or Thousand Year Door, like, in the middle, and after you beat each chapter, you had the parts where you played as Peach in the villain's stronghold, but this game doesn't have that. You just have these hollow Peaches scattered throughout the world, where Peach is sending you messages. Okay, so now I can actually go to Sling Ridge. Alright. Open this huge gate. And move on. So now we're being introduced to another new thing. After every chapter, or I guess after you get a big red paint star, or a big paint star, you actually get stronger. So like, certain enemies right now, I can actually just hammer them or jump on them outside of battle and they'll instantly die. So I don't have to like go into like a turn-based battle. But that's only for certain enemies. The enemy has to be weak enough for me to actually be able to. Yeah. Okay, so start off by getting this in front block, and then you hit this bridge to make the bridge exist. Get this fire flower. I have a little curious section right here. That is a big bullet bill. That doesn't look good. We should probably check that out. Okay. Wow. I was really close to getting into that encounter. I think I mentioned this before, but it is really easy to get into encounters in this game. You have to be really careful. You really want to avoid encounters at all costs because they waste a lot of time every time. So, more unfurl block shenanigans. Okay, so we could probably head up that bridge to find out what that giant bullet bill is all about. What? Oh crap. Well, that sucks. Yeah. This bridge falls every time. Dingle Scoop, who is the world record holder for this game, tried really hard to find a way to get this whole section, stop the bridge from falling, but he wasn't able to, unfortunately. Being able to skip that would have been nice, like making it so the bridge doesn't fall would have been nice because You would skip doing this fight. You won't have to do any of this. You just go right to the next section. Seems like a lot of the times when someone tries to find a skip in this game, the game just rejects you. I don't think they were intending people to speedrun this game when they released it, honestly. Also, coins are important, in case you're wondering. I do need some coins. I need at least 1,000 coins for a sniffer to wait for witches later, and also more coins for some other things later. Oh wow. Yeah. This looks bad. You have to like run into the black paint here on purpose. That activates this part. So, Huey's gonna clean up the black paint using his paint bucket powers, I don't know. So we can move forward. I have no idea how Huey does that so fast though. Okay. Now we head up around here, around these bunnies. And I feel like this part down here is supposed to be a scripted fight, but can't avoid it. Well, it's a scripted fight if you're doing all flags, because you have to color that spot, I guess. And yeah, you're actually supposed to hit the sign instead of hitting the unfurled bridge, because I don't know, I guess it's supposed to be some kind of silly fake out thing. And here we have another cutout. Just imagine I'm jumping up on these cliffs, get up to the paint star. Just imagine it. See all these crazy looking diamonds are on the screen. Just imagine that is Mario jumping on cliffs to get to a paint star. Go Roach. Want to show up yet? Okay, so next level is Mondo Woods, and there's a bunch of giant Goombas here that can be pretty annoying. Hopefully I can avoid them. Oh wait, never mind. I'm looking at the route wrong. The next level is actually Chateau Tangerelle. A really short level. Mondo Woods is after this. This level is really short. I would barely consider this a level, honestly. Okay. So the professor isn't here, for reasons. I think it's because Princess is missing. If you're wondering who Princess is a giant chomp. I'm assuming it's like a female chomp. And he's trying to look for her. Why he's not here. So we're just gonna have to get this paint star and move on for now. Yeah, exactly. Back in Bungalow Ridge, the sign says to hit this, and it means the sign, not the bridge. Okay. So, like I said, this level has a bunch of giant Goombas that can be kind of mean, so. How do you practice long run like this? You can just make practice saves. Like, make saves for certain areas of the game. And then just practice like that. That's how I practice this game. Okay, so, as you can see, everything turned big. This is kind of akin to the giant world in SMB3, or like, I think of another example. Supermassive Galaxy from Galaxy 2. Something like that. Things huge. Oh. Yeah, have the Goomba stick up to that tree. Won't mess with you. Apart from this block. See, this is the problem with the encounters in this game. Like, sometimes it's really hard to like see where you are in comparison to the enemy because of the flat character models. Hopefully I can run away first try. Nope. But yeah, that's the problem with the encounters in this game. Second try. If I don't run away soon, I'll die. Okay, because probably might have actually done enough damage to kill. Okay, anyway, that wasn't too bad. Could have been worse. Yeah, like, in that case, I thought I was in front of the Goomba, but I was, like, right next to it, so yeah. That's just an example of, like, why winning encounters in this game are hard to tell where you're at in comparison to... So this card is RNG. It's RNG where this card falls. That time I got good luck. I do think this game has really good presentation. Old paper, cardboard aesthetic is really cool. Okay, so we have to actually fight this Goomba, because if we don't fight this Goomba, we can't actually make it across the bridge. And to defeat this giant Goomba, we just use giant cards. Makes sense, right? Alright, cool. Okay, this is actually an RNG card right here. Big jump. I'm pretty sure that's good luck. I think there's a few things that can be. Honestly, I'm not 100% certain what all of the cards can be. Cards that come out of those blocks where you make the bridges appear are random. I go down here. Get a big hammer from this. Okay, so there's actually a strat here called leaf jump. Like, you might have seen it. There's a leaf right next to that, like, big paint star, and you can use it to gain height to the paint star. But it doesn't really save time because it doesn't wait. It doesn't. It's really not that much. Like it's not really slower to just run to the paint star or just jump to the paint star. Yep. See, but it doesn't take long to do that, so it's not really worth it to do leaf jump at all. Especially since leaf jump is actually not super easy to do. Okay, so next level is Secret Forest, but this is another really short level. We're just gonna get one card, talk to a rescue ranger toad, and get a paint star, and that's it. Then we'll go back to Chateau Chanterelle. Actually, scratch that. No, we actually go to Mustard Cafe to get another rescue squad toad. Then Chateau Chanterelle again. Oh my gosh. I was not supposed to talk to him twice. 8 and 1. Good luck. Okay, so now we go to Mustard Cafe to get one rescue squat toad. Yes, it may seem silly, but we do have to do this. I think the Wii is a good console. Alright, so here's another massive blank spot. Huge blank spot. And we have to talk to this ranger toad. We have to talk to this ranger toad for later in the game when we're tackling the third big paint star. Okay, so after all that text, we can now leave. And now we need to head back to Chateau Chanterelle, and the professor will give us... I forget exactly what it's called, but he's giving us something we need to actually do the next level, which is Marmalade Valley. Yeah, you need that. You need the actual paint star to fill in that blank spot at Mustard Cafe. Can't just paint it. Again, I hope you guys are enjoying this game's dialogue. Only 6 hours to go. We're doing it. We're doing it. That's another example of the depth perception being weird because of the flat character model. Yeah, this game has amazing visuals. That's something that can't really be denied. Okay, so now we're at Marmalade Valley. And these toads are trying to hunt for fossils. In fact, you can see a giant fossil right there. And you need a permit to access this area, but fortunately I was able to get the permit from the professor. Yeah, this is an excavation site. Which, again, is a pretty interesting idea for a level. Like I said, this game has a lot of interesting ideas in stages. There's some dry bones here that aren't really a threat, honestly. Whoa. Yeah, as I said. So I hit right to get these blocks, to get these flower cards, because as I said earlier, fire flower cards and ice flower cards are really good. So get those when you can. That toad is stuck in there, so we have to save him. Because we're Mario, and it's our job to always save her. So as you can see right now, what I'm doing right now is not really much different from what a casual would do playing this game. I'm just, you know. The only thing that might be different is I'm not painting the colorless spots. I guess it's like a little strat right there. You jump down instead of like going down from the right. There are definitely still a lot of small optimizations. Oh, there she is. That's the princess that the professor was obsessed with. In case you don't know who the professor is the yellow toad we were talking to back in Mondo Woods in Chateau Chanterelle. Okay. So here's the first instance of kind of a silly thing about this game. This game has a lot of like trial and error sections, where pretty much the game throws you into like a set piece, and if you fail the set piece, you pretty much die and have to go back to your last save. It can be kind of annoying in your first playthrough because you can just not know what exactly to do, and you can just die, you can just game over and over again. Because they always put save blocks right before these parts, because it's almost like the game expects you to die. So, yeah. I mean, fortunately, I know what to do, obviously, but like I said, these parts can be pretty annoying on your casual playthrough. 8 hours. This is and now you can see the whole Dragodon fossil. Dragodon is actually a character from Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, but right now he's just a fossil. But yeah, those game over like sections are definitely not fun experience when first playing the game. But yeah, now we get this paint star and move on to Quanto Temple. But before going to Quanto Temple, I do have to go back to Chateau Trent to reunite the professor with Princess. The reason why you have to go back here is because you need to get a spike to actually enter Quanto Temple. Okay. Now we have to use the bone that we just got from Marmalade Valley. I will use as bait to get Princess over here. Imagine that I cut that section out, put a bone card inside of it, and painted it. Imagine that happened. In case you're wondering who Princess is, that's Princess right there, the giant chop. It's shocking that the code is survived all that. Sheesh. Yeah, you would expect him to be in a bad mood after that, but nope, he's happy that Princess is safe and stuff. Nope. That yellow toad is no longer depressed. I mean, Professor. He does have a name. This game is filled with generic toads. Sometimes it can be hard to realize that some actually have names. They probably all have names, but it's not like you actually know what their names are. Anyway. I did not mean to talk to you. Okay. Okay, so now we're entering Quanto Temple. This level can, okay, this is arguably one of the hardest levels in the game. One of, actually. You'll see why. There's like a section that it really can be pretty frustrating. Hopefully I'll be able to do it well. I have to hammer this giant cardboard octagon. I don't know what to call it. Use it to run over the spikes. Okay, since we got the spike from the professor, we can actually enter this place. Okay. This I guess you can call it a dungeon. Call it a dungeon if you want. By painting these flames. And that activates a tile block that we can hit. Get rid of all these spikes. It's definitely worth it to get these cards. They're really good cards. These blaze hammers and these flowers. Okay. Those spiny cards? Oh wow, I didn't get a single spiny card. Okay. So I'm gonna have to do a backup strat for later. It's actually RNG whether or not you get spiny cards. And spiny cards are probably the best enemy cards, honestly. Pretty sure they are. They can plow through a lot of enemies at once. That time I didn't get any, so I'll have to use a backup strat for later. But it's okay. Okay, so there actually is like a tiny strat here you can do. Where you bring the cardboard octagon to the edge, and then you like stand on the edge of it and then jump back, so you don't have to climb the stairs again. Unfortunately, I'm not really consistent enough at it to do it in a run. It's not like super easy to do. And it also doesn't save much time. Probably saves like 2-3 seconds. Not a big deal at all. Okay, this part I am definitely gonna have to focus on because this part can be really trolly. Wish me luck. We're good, we're good. If you fall off this thing at any point, then it like takes you back to the beginning. Well, not the beginning of the room, but like the beginning of the section you were at. I'm not fully sure how to explain it. And yeah, use damage boosting there to get past that Goomba. Okay. Okay. I did not mess up, we're good. That's pretty much the hard part of the level. This last part is not hard. Yep. What single scoop set? If you fall off the second wheel, it drops you on the spiky Goomba. You get into that encounter. Fortunately, it's really easy to not fall off that second wheel. That's not a problem. Okay, so this part is like pretty much an auto-scroller. You just have to like avoid these floating lava rocks. I mean, I don't really know why these lava rocks are able to bend the laws of physics, but for some reason they are. You're probably thinking like, oh wait, don't you just have to make sure Mario doesn't touch these things? No. If the lava rocks like touch the octagon that you're in, you actually get hit. It like stops the auto-scroller for a bit. I want to try to not get hit at all. Getting hit does waste time here. Yeah, last time I checked, floating rocks don't actually exist. Okay, so here's this giant spiny. And the strat for this is to use a pow block to turn the spiny upside down, and then use the fire flower to do a bunch of damage. Do that twice, and this fight is over. Really simple. Another thing to note about this fight is that you actually can... There are a few scripted fights in this game that you can actually run away from. And this is actually one of the fights that you can run away from. But the game pretty much makes you fight it anyway. Because you have to come back to Quantum Temple later. So. You just kill him, pretty much. Yeah, I have to do this whole level twice. Okay. I do like the mini boss music in this game. Okay, so now we're going to the Golden Coliseum, which is a very interesting level indeed. Oh, there's one of the Hollow Peaches. Obviously no point of actually checking that because this is a speedrun and we are trying to go faster here. When you collect the rock, paper, scissors coin, as you call it, it unlocks one of the 8 Rochambeau temples. And the Rochambeau temples are just really elaborate games of rock, paper, scissors. But this is 80% and you don't have to do a single Rochambeau temple. Yep, this is the latest Paper Mario game. I honestly didn't think this game would exist after the existence of Paper Jam. I thought Mario & Luigi Paper Jam kind of meant the Paper Mario series was over. Nope. I was wrong. Okay, so you have to talk to this shy guy here, and as you can see, I'm actually not going to take that thing up right now because well, there are things I have to get on the east side of this level, or the west side, I guess. I'm pretty sure I could fight the boss right now, but I can't because there are things I have to get over here. Unless I can't, I'm not sure, honestly. Okay. Out for these fuzzies. When you're settling like this, it is faster to keep jumping because Mario moves really slowly while he's settling. Jumping makes it a bit faster, but I'm constantly jumping. There's a blaze hammer you can get from a box on the right, but I'm just gonna opt to not get it because it's pretty hard to get actually without getting to an encounter, and also making the unfurl block timing. And I can live without getting one blaze hammer. I do want this big line jump. If I can just avoid this shy guy. Yeah, you can one-shot these fuzzies outside of battle. That is your first example of that. There is an incentive to fight enemies in this game. You get more paint and yeah, you level up your max paint. It's something. Secret Star, there was literally zero reason to do fights, you know, besides the boss fights. Because you only got coins for fights in that game. There was no leveling up system at all. The game at least has the leveling up system in the form of paint. And in a way, paint in this game is kind of like FP from the old Paper Mario games, because you do need paint to do more damage with cards. It's kind of like how you could do more damage with like the FP like versions of moves in the old Paper Mario game. So it's kind of similar to that. Sort of. I think they did realize that they should probably have some kind of incentive for actually doing battles in this game. The thing is, though, really, you get pretty much all the paint you need just from the scripted fights in this game anyway, so we never go out of our way to fight random enemies in the world. Okay, so now we're getting another bone actually, and we will be using this bone on the boss fight here. As I said, you need certain thing cards for each boss fight, for each Koopaling fight. Oh, actually, that's why you have to go to the other part of the level. You need the bone. Can't beat the boss without the bone. Okay, so now we have this Battle Royale section. There's a lot of enemies here. Fortunately, we don't actually have to fight all these enemies. You can just use the star over here and destroy everything. One shot. Okay, there's some. Oh my gosh. There's some cards I should get up here. Alright. Okay, so now we have the Iggy fight for the second big paint star. Yellow big paint star. Yeah. Performance enhancing. Okay, so this fight, not very much to this fight, honestly. You pretty much do the same thing. It's pretty much the same concept as the last Koopa fight. You do damage to him, and then activate the part of the boss where you have to use the thing card. And then you do that. World record for color splash is 803.48. My PB is 811. But I am capable of a lot better than my PB TBH. Alright, now I have to use a filler card for this turn. Because I need to make sure he's actually here before I use it. Bone card. Okay, now I use a bone and a far away after. You don't have to paint the bone card at all. My gamepad is actually low on battery. I'm trying to plug it in, but I'm having trouble doing that while playing the game. Okay, that's that fight. Like I said, pretty similar to the first one as far as like what you actually do. When okay, I was doing it during the cutscene. Well, I'm still trying to plug in my gamepad because the light's red right now. Alright, so now we got the second big paint star. 2 down, 4 to go. Big paint star get. Okay, so there's a giant colorless coin in Mondo Woods that's now painted, so now we can now get past that giant coin in Mondo Woods. That's how I'll be progressing in, I guess you could call it the 3rd chapter. I mean, this game doesn't really define things as chapters, but I like to call them chapters anyway. Because this game is linear, unlike Sticker Star. Because Sticker Star, you could like get rail stickers in pretty much any order you want it. But in Color Splash, you do have to get the big paint stars in the same order every time. So in that sense, I don't know. I feel like it doesn't really matter to call them chapters. Sub 230 Iggy. Yeah, that's fine. That's pretty much like where I would want to be at this point. definitely on pace to beat the marathon estimate. The marathon timing estimate. And here's the second flashback. That's just showing more of how Bowser's minions messed up Port Prisma. No, I'm not using splits off screen. Cantaloupe. More Toad dancing, yep, as I said. Toads dance after every chapter. Oh, Scrap is a good emote. A very good emote. Okay, I'm gonna have to focus for this because the second visit to Mondo Woods can be really, really punishing. These giant Goombas do not play nice, I'm telling you. Okay, good start. Watch out for that Goomba though. Good. Let's see if I get good RNG with this card. I did last time. Oh, I messed up. I can't jump up there now. I don't think not having that big jump is that big of a deal. Okay, no encounters. That's good. I'm actually really happy I got no encounters. Really, really easy to run with those big Goombas. Gamepad battery only lasts like a few hours. I think it depends on, like, you know, what you're doing. Obviously, like, if, you know, if the brightness is set to max, have the volume up and stuff. Won't last long. I think the highest the gamepad can last is like 6 hours, but don't quote me on that. Not 100% certain. Okay. So now we have Dark Blue Inn, which is the haunted level of this game. Yeah, that giant coin is only worth one. Really funny. Would expect that giant coin to be like a lot, but nope. It's just one giant coin. Okay, so pretty much every Paper Mario game has had some kind of haunted level. And this game definitely continues. So the way this level works is that there's like a global timer that's like happening like just in the level. And the main objective of this level is that you're trying to get all these ghost toads. And there's one ghost toad that requires to bell to like there's one ghost toad that doesn't show up until the bell rings. And the bell doesn't ring until after a certain amount of time. So this level is pretty much an auto-scroller because no matter how fast you do it, you're gonna have to wait for the bell to ring. Okay. That's the first ghost toad. We're gonna have to give him I'm pretty sure we're giving him a book later, yeah. Now we're going to 4-2. I want to see a shy guy jump out of a window. Which won't make sense at first, but you'll understand. Huh. Okay. So, this ghost toad is looking for room 201, but it's not there for some reason. So we have to cut out to make that room exist. And yeah, more gameplay. At that time there's really nothing elaborate though. I just cut out the square and the door just shows up. Nothing crazy about that cut out. Now I'll go with the 4-3. Okay, so now we have this toad, and he has a bird cage. That we will use later to get a bird. If you want to call it a bird. It's actually a paratrooper, but yeah. We need to get the book for this toad, and we give this book to the toad that's downstairs. The first ghost toad that we talk to. Oh wow. Okay. So by hitting the box before actually getting the glasses back on the toad, it actually faster because the toad doesn't run into the box during the cutscene. And you're probably thinking, wait a minute, that shouldn't matter though because it's an auto-scroller. There are a few things that that freeze the global timer of this level. Those two things are text and cutscenes. During those two things, the global timer is not going. So, yeah, it does still save time. And yes, I am going to use all these coins that I have all the way. You need 1,000 coins for a sniffer to whip it. Coming up relatively soon-ish. Yeah. Coming up in like an hour or so. All it takes to defeat this guy is an ice power. One full ice power. Yeah, that paratroopa is not really a bird, but they call it a bird. Okay, so beat that giant sludge bro. And now we get it. That's what they call it. They call this invisible object it. Okay, so now we're going to return the book to the first ghost toad that we talked to. In case you're wondering what it is, isn't that spoilers? No, it's not spoilers. It is Yoshi. Oh. Yep, this game has an 80%. Any game can be speed ran, and this game is no exception. That invisible thing that Toad just placed on the table. If I were to paint that, then Yoshi would show up. But there's no reason to paint Yoshi. Or bring Yoshi into existence. I used to think there was a reason for doing it, but not, so. Alright, so now we can turn Cage and this bird. Oh, it's a paratrooper, not a... Okay. And here's another break you get in the run. Literally just have to sit here and wait. This is not a joke. You have to sit here and wait for the bell to ring so the ghost toad will actually show up in the room. Yeah, there's no reason to paint Yoshi. Robin. Resident Sleeper. My day's been fine, Sonic. How's your day been? Yeah, stuff like this is why this game is so long. Game just has so many silly things that extend the length of it. Yep, minute 40 seconds of waiting. Yeah, Scoot's route is good for this level. Also good for this whole game. Single Scoop did a really good job of routing this game, actually. He definitely did a better job than I ever could. Now let's throw a Single Scoop. A pretty cool route for this game. Alright. Should be hearing it soon. Any second now. Any second now. I've done runs of mini games, Mick. Mostly Mario games though. That's why I am called the Mario Man. Okay, so the Toad enters his room, and then the bell's gonna ring, and then the Toad's gonna leave. Yeah, I know Roven. Yeah. So, Sir Roven was able to get the Japanese version of this game. And, that's going to save a lot of time with the English version, since a lot of the game is text. So, unfortunately, that does kind of, destroy a lot of my motivation to keep running this game. I mean, a big thing is just the, it's just the length. But another thing is the whole existence of the Japanese version. We don't currently know how much time the Japanese version actually saves, but it probably saves a lot of time. What's the point of grinding when your time will just be destroyed by whoever does the Japanese run first thing? No. Alright, so for this fight, you use a double hammer. Up to defeat. Bye, guys. Yeah, I could have read donations during that time, yep. If this was at like a GDQ or some charity marathon, that would have been a great time to redonate. Okay. So now we got the blanket for the Toad, we can go back up here and put the blanket on his bed. I assume Japanese would save somewhere around 45 minutes to an hour, but that's just guessing, I don't know. Not really a way to know for sure right now. All this game take for a blind play. Depending on what you're doing, it'll probably take you like 15 to 20 hours. Especially if you're like actually reading all the text and stuff, what probably are reading all the text. It took me a long time to beat this game when I first played, that's for sure. It definitely took like around 20 hours. Oh yeah, you're right. You're waiting a minute and 40 seconds. For actual resident sleeper because you're getting the sheets for the Toad. Which completely relates to hilarious. Alright. Now we get this mini paint star, which goes to the Plum Park. Plum Park is a pretty interesting level. I just like the way this level looks, personally. I don't think there's ever a part where you have to understand the Japanese. I don't think you would need to even know Japanese for Snifferwood. Because the Snifferwood in this game is completely different than Sticker Stars. Okay, so that was pretty basic. Well, just like every level in this game. You can hammer those Shy Guys without having to get into an encounter, which is nice. You just have to remember like what spots you have to paint for cards and what blocks you have to. Mills Tails per hour, who's like a glitch hunter. He did find some glitches in this game. This is one of the levels in this game that have glitches, but I believe he found like a funny glitch where Mario like walks on air and it looks kind of funny, and there's also like an out of bounds glitch, but it's not actually useful. In fact, that's kind of that's another problem with glitches in this game in general. Whenever you go out of bounds, and I think Sticker Star also works like that. Not sure. The game just instantly kills you when you go out of bounds, which just kills a lot of possibilities right off the bat. So this fight, oh, double hammer. That's all you need. Yeah, Mills is like a general glitch hunter. He just finds glitches for a lot of different games. If you're asking how hard this run would be for a 10-year-old, it will not be hard. Literally anyone with basic gaming ability can run this game. Get a good time in it. Pretty simple. There's like a few semi-difficult things about it, but for the most part, this is a pretty tame run. The hardest part really is just remembering stuff. It's kind of funny how chill this chat is. It's like I'm just talking to my own chat. This feels like a normal run. Well, which is good. That's how it should feel. And so now I have this Birdo performance that we have to watch for I don't really know what reason. I like how the Shy Guy mentions that Birdo is past your prime. Still got the moves. I also find it funny how these Shy Guys don't even mind that Mario's just here. They don't even try to fight me. Oh. Maybe not all the Shy Guys are evil, dude. Okay, so we need these balloons for a later boss fight in the game. So that's why I get those balloons. It's kind of silly that the game makes you get those balloons, because at first, I feel like when I first played through this game, pretty easy to miss those. Like, you could very easily just miss those, because they could blend in with the environment. Okay, so here we have PD Piranha making his fantastic return once again. Something to know about this PD Piranha though is that the name is actually spelled P-A-E Piranha, or T-E-A Piranha, like P-E-T, as opposed to T-E-Y, because he came out with a giant teapot, so it was a clever pun. Okay. Use a lot of flowers in this fight because they're effective. For the next turn, we use a Ice Flower and a Big Iron Jump. This fight can be pretty hard casually, not gonna lie, but with Scoop's route for it, pretty simple. One. And now I finish him with a big hammer and hammer. Good fight. Goes in the Bean Kingdom. E.T. E.T. Yeah. Like a P? Yeah. I get it, I get it. I don't have a favorite game to run, Mick. I like to run a lot of different stuff. So now we're clearing this border, turning it into normal good water. Also makes that flower bloom and that paint star exist. Now I'll complete this level. And this is one of the levels we actually will never backtrack to ever again. Last time we will see Plum Park for the... It's a nice job, Plum Park, on being a level that you don't have to backtrack to. Okay, hopefully I can jump on this flower first try. I swear this is harder than it looks. I did it first try, dude. Paul Champ. Okay. So the next level is Violet Passage. This is one of those levels in the game that is just a lot of scripted fights. Just scripted fight, add to scripted fight, add to scripted fight. It's crazy. There's a lot. So since I wasn't able to get the Spiny card from Guano Temple, I'll have to use a 5 times worn out hammer on the first fight. Also, get height for Matrix Huey. That is so a reference to the Matrix. It has to be. Okay. So, we have to save more, yellow rescue squad toes here. And then we can go on the ship and fight a lot of Shy Guys. A lot of Shy Guys. Okay. I believe there are like 1, 2. I think there's like 5 scripted fights here, maybe 6. Yeah. This is the fight where normally you're supposed to use a Spiny card, but since I wasn't able to get a Spiny card from Quantum Temple, doing this instead. That was scripted fight number 1. Now we have scripted fight number 2. This one we use a line jump and a regular jump. Yeah, excellents are slow. Every time I've gotten an excellent with a hammer, it's been a mistake. It's actually happened a lot in this run for some reason. Not really sure why I've been... Because I find the excellent actually made to be difficult. It's kind of funny that I'm doing that one by mistake. Not even trying. That was the second scripted fight, now we have the third scripted fight. Still 2 scripted fights left. When you max out the gold meter, you level up your paint. That's what the gold meter is for. Okay. And now we have a Shy Guy that looks very similar to the one in Paper Mario 64. But it's not the same one. Because it's against the law for there to be returning characters from old Paper Mario games. And Sticker Star and Color Splash. Yeah, shoutouts to Strider. Strider Strider 7X. Anti-guy, yeah. That's what it was called. I wonder if Strider can help with flying glitches in this game. Alright, so I have 220 paint. Good. And now all these yellow rescue squad souls are gonna go back to Sacred Forest. And we're gonna have to go back to Sacred Forest later. There's like a whole part of Sacred Forest that we haven't seen. Alright. So now we have to make a pit stop to Dark Blue Inn, actually. There's a cart slot upgrade we can actually get. Technically, you don't need to get the cart slot upgrade to beat the game, but it just makes a lot of sense to having a third card slot make fights so much faster. So this is technically optional, but it just makes sense to do. Especially for like later in the game, where you get 4 card slots. You really want to have all the card slots you can. Alright, oh. Here comes some more epic gameplay. Using the teapot now. Teapot that I got from Plum Park. And those toads, I'm assuming, are going to Ghost Toad Heaven or something. Okay. So now we get our third card slot, and Dark Blue Inn is all happy and, you know, not dark anymore. Ended. Bible thump. I do like that little part. It's cute. Okay, now I have to go to Kawano Temple again. Yeah, I have to actually do this entire level again to get another paint star so I can get to Red Pepperville. I am not sure why the developers felt the need a little more than once, because they must have known how not good this level is, but unfortunately. What you have to do. Okay, I got more spiny cards. That's good. I mean, I got spiny cards for the first. Got spiny cards. Run. Foul block. It does feel pretty satisfying to just plow through all those spinies with the car. Apparently I wasn't on the edge enough of the block to avoid that spine. It won't be bad if I'm able to run away first try. Okay, not bad. Just not fail the last section. Yeah, that's happened to me a lot of times. That last spine could be kind of a troll. So I just try to play that part safe. Yep, we have to do this section again. Oh wow, that was really close. Okay, we can actually just hammer this Goomba now. Last time we had a damage boost to avoid it, but that time we can just hammer the Goomba because we're strong enough now. Alright. Cool. And now we have to do this part again. There's literally nothing different about this. It's the exact same level. The only difference is we don't have to fight this giant spiny again. That's good at least. I have no idea what to commentate right now because it's just the same level again. Did this part before, we just gotta avoid the rocks. Yep. Fantastic game. Okay. Fortunately, it's finally over. So we can now move on with our lives. Alright. So, we got that paint star, which is different from the paint star we got last time. So now we can go to Red Paper Volcano for the first time. You visit Red Paper Volcano twice in the run. It would be cool if the next Paper Mario game went back to the original gameplay style. We can hope. So, we're only coming here right now to get the last yellow rescue spot toad. And after this, we can finally go back to Sacred Forest. Get a new paint star from that level. Can't actually quit out of the level yet because just now entered the level for the first time, so we have to actually walk back out. You can only like exit levels by pausing. I've already gotten a paint star in that level before. Oh no, are there internet problems? Internet problems are never fun. Okay, so now we have to help these toads pull this giant turnip. So, in the old route for this game, we used to actually use this turnip for a fight later in the game, but there's no point because getting that turnip wastes a lot of time. Faster to just not get it. There's a lot of changes in the latest route, which is single scoops route, in comparison to the first route we used this game. Okay, so earlier we were in Mondo Woods and that level was all big and stuff. Well, this is the complete opposite of that. Now we are entering a level that is very small. Very much the complete opposite of Mondo Woods. Okay. So, this level is filled with a bunch of tiny enemies that can actually do a lot of damage to you. But it can be pretty scary, honestly. But if you play your cards right, get it? Play your cards, because you use cards. I'm hilarious. If you play your cards right, then you should be fine. This part is kind of funny. He really tells you to get the Goomba off of him, and Mario just whacks him really hard. Okay. So now I have to fight this tiny cheap. Pretty much the goal of this level is to get all the parts of the main paint star back. Since all the tiny Goombas stole them, you have to get all the pieces back.